Coming 533, Mavuika, Citlali, 100 wishes practically, but also coming anxiety. Last minute, people who don't have protems, 50-50 lost, quiz, breakers and over. It's all coming to try to get the last minute map out of the Protemus. It's coming to try to rustle. Missions of a lot of text, because at the last minute you remember that they also give protogemas for Mavuika. And today, as opposed to all of this, we're going to see how important you have to let go of it. Before 533, so you don't forget, and to start the version enjoying everything. So leave a good like, a good Bennett, Alti, subscribe, leave a good like, a comment for algorithm. Thank you for all the love and support. Subscribe with bell. Remember, and once a day the lunar blessing draws are already active. So just buy. Do everything above that does not cost you anything, is free, recommends, positions the video and does grow the channel. I can thank you, and besides, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, all this. And I think these videos between day 25 and day 1, I'm gonna be giving away not 1 but 2 blessings by video, so let's make all these videos villa before Mavuika and Citlali. And those of Mavuika and Citlali too. And we're going with everything you have to do before 5.3 on on. This last week to prepare you to enjoy a lot of the version that starts with the year. New. That you take advantage if you are eating, that he is very rich and welcome and invited to the Vix. So, the first thing is something important and interesting. It's pre-punching plus its history, because you know that the pre-punch of characters is something. Complex because one once came to comment that very careful because maybe farm materials, and then it turns out that they are not those same materials about the character. This has been so. Only 1% of the times in beta, and it hasn't really changed in the other 99% of cases, and also with very high percentages, more than 90% of the players in Genshin Impact are going to Mavuika at least, so you can pre-punch Mavuika minus the new weekly boss that comes out in Version 533, that is to upload the talents, except that boss, everything else of Mavuika can pre-punch. The editors will be putting over here an image of Mavuika and Citlali, so that I give you a little disclaimer. Remember that yes, you take out the weapon or weapons of Mavuika and Citlali also require pre-farming, and everything can be done pre-punch. But above all, I'd tell you to get so much whistles around here on screen. Or capable, I get them fast too around here, and what I'm commenting, there they are like whistles that serve both Mavuika and Citlali's weapon, as well as the fangs that are also very easy, is what abounds most in all NATLAN, because both Mavuika and Citlali, as well as the Yao. Mavuika's weapon ascends with these fangs, and besides the whistles and the fangs, you have spent on Kinnish, Shilonan, Walani and NATLAN characters in general, because everyone, they asked for these materials, and able, you don't have so much if you don't go around the open world. With the pre-farming, remind you also that people forget that here this Stardust tab also allows you to buy these materials if you don't have time to farm them so good as. I bought a lot of stuff around here, and desires of course from the store that restart. In 6 days we will have the wishes of the store, and we will have the theater also with the year, which you'll have more than one multi on the same day. So be very careful with that. Very important, it is not mandatory that you fell 100%, but I remind you to pull out 100% map. General always comes very well, and don't do it in a hurry at the last minute because of anxiety, because you lose the character, but within the map that not everyone will pull it out 100%, nothing happens. I recommend some minimal things that I think you already know, and is number 1 legends. NATLAN locals give a lot of achievements, or at least have all the legends, because looks like there's some story, and somewhere in NATLAN's story and plot you're going to have to somehow complete all the legends, because it takes you to the Kingdom of the Night. And this beautiful picture around here that we pulled out of the live shows right on Christmas Day, where they are these totems that are illuminated according to whether you achieve the different achievements or challenges of the legends, and at least the first lighting of each totem is given every time you do the first day. Local legends, so find videos and make at least once all local legends, so you know where they are. And if you can even mark them like I have around here, you see somewhat where are this face of Elachel, because I think it will be necessary in the future, and the future People will pull out these local legends, and something else I recommend, and maybe not all. You have the obsidian ring doors summarize these rings that you are looking at on screen. That they open these gates, which are now one for each tribe, with which there are 5 gates, and then there's a tribe missing, with which there's a door missing in some map area that I know will surely be. This piece of here intermediate, not because basically that every door is going to give you 5 artifacts. Gold of each of the 2 sets say, each for every 10 times 5, 50 goddamn artifacts, 25 of up. Each of the sets of parchment and obsidian, and a saffron frost, i.e. 5 frosts, right? Staffs that many will also want to build to Citral and Mavuka on the first day, so there are in the channel that are also here, the pre-build of Mavuka, the pre-build of Citral, and but above all, not only the pre-farm of artifacts that might be very complicated, but understand, the characters in these Frosts 5 will help you, especially if you clean the map of NATLAN as well. Remember that they give you plates and plates served for the wheel here, and right now it's hooded if not. I remember wrong at level 30, I don't know if on 530, I understand that you won't unlock more of the level. Unlocking this every 10 levels is also going to give you a staff frost, and in the end are like 10 frosts in total free to play, plus 1 perversion, plus the battle pass, plus etc. And that's going to help a lot to keep having as much engine impact as possible. You get the doors for those who don't remember it. Basically the rings are achieved in a way random in the coffers of the area, especially the 2 top class luxurious and valuable. Supposes that the first is at any time the second from 40%, and the third piece of ring to join them from the next 60% point reputation. Remember that 4. Get constellations from the Traveler. Don't laugh, please. Let's get this out, is not a 100 thing. 5 confirmed, but we keep speculating it. We have to take out this Silex and Neo, as you see we have 5 today. And basically it should be a constellation of the Traveler. In theory we will see 4. What is it if you want to get the Traveler Pyro at least see a 5, and that at least you can use it, or I think that in the mission of history and in the forest of the world you will have to use the best Traveler with constellations, because if you can't, the mother will break you. And the guild to give you the Silex for the constellations of the Traveler for many people. Leave me the comments. The Chinese farmers today have already finished the 5 tribes available, and that has unlocked the wings of NATLAN that are actually very good. So I also recognize that these are basically those of the KFC thanks to the people who sent the code. And these are NATLANs that are very pretty, so reputation I recommend it is not mandatory. I recommend it next keeps moons gentlemen, that always happens to people, or you have none. There's no middle ground to keep moons, above all that you're going down to Citally. That is to say, the ones you're going to take out on your Citally account, because Citaly's boss to raise it level 90 is a boss that is also new, is a world boss in 5.3. You will not be able to pre-punch the 46 materials seem to me to be to go up to Citally at level 90. So keep moons, because if someone pretends to have the first day Citally at 90 for that boss, and remember that the 533 are going to add image over here, editors like bosses already respawning directly once that they do it, and they get the rewards. Next point, this is for the free to play, not but for the little spenders, all who have lunar blessing or plan to buy various blessings. Always remember that Hu Tao's skin comes in the second half, and that Xiangling's skin they'll give you free. But Hu Tao's isn't 5 stars, are never free, and you can get it. Not putting card, but accumulating several blessings that the crystals will make you able buy the skin. So remember, also accumulate crystals, or do not redeem all crystals for Protogemasi. Do not take out Moika or Citlali to save for the skin that much. People are going to forget the following is that you have to end the Arconte missions. This for many Genshin players in some cases is not usually a problem. That you have a ristra of accumulated missions here, you enter the menu, and all of a sudden you have here 80,000 texts of 80,000 missions that you don't know what they are, and that are there linked and intertwined. At least go to the Archonte mission tab and remember that the Archonte mission 5.3 is going to be spectacular. Cinna is probably the best mission they have ever brought in Genshin, and luckily, and for the good of Hoyoverses, say the same when they do bad things as said when they do good things also. Last Archonte missions in both Fontaine and NATLAN have been each better than the previous. It's been absolute cinema, and it looks like this one on the 530 is going to be a lot more spectacular than anything else. What we've seen so far, and we'll have Captain, we'll have Lore of the Abyss, we'll have more information about the false sky we'll have more information about the shadows of fans. But the fail, I know that a lot of people haven't done the previous ones and enjoy this one that will give you lots of hype because you will see a lot of content. And many people, you're going to want to do them, and you're going to have to swallow up hours because the previous ones last hours each. Do the Archonte missions, especially if you are new and last and to finish. Remember that if you are not going to have proto-gamers, and many people in this banner will cry in free-to-play, will hurt the proto-gamers because you won't have enough to remember to follow content creators. Genshin included all partners and this server because we draw lots of gifts. For you we give many things, and that makes you able to achieve much more than what game without having to spend on the game, but also so that you don't forget the news. Cause at any moment there can be a lot of breaking news like the 4 stars. I'm sure you're waiting for the banner of Mavika and Citalali to know that 4 stars. They come as if it turns out they're going to give some last minute news and bring some kind of surprise by New Year that you don't know, and I don't believe it because it's Holovers, but it can always happen, so iffy. You're new, that there's a lot of new people on the banner for the new year for the character by NATLAN. By the dates, because Genshin is doing a lot of Xbox advertising for Xbox that just get out the game a few months ago to be able to play in Xbox. There are also many new people. Platform follow quite creative ones that you like most, each one with his criteria, his form. To see the content because it will help you in infinite ways, little more to do all this before of the 5.3, and leave me in the comments if something that I have forgotten before the 5.3. Remember that as always, starting version and months there will be reset of theater, reset store. I said 4. You can buy the battle pass, with which there's going to be a lot of resources in general as well. But leave everything ready. Besides that, on these Christmas dates, maybe you have more time to play, some or less time to play, others for commitments, and so as you start the 5.3, you can enjoy everything that will bring us the version. Be very careful to have very good day. You do not know. Me, and Chaito.